The only people that really get coochie is like the top 10%. Like those are the men that go in the clubs and actually have girls that actually want him. But the average dude do not get coochie.
Why is it so hard for me to find a woman that I just want to take care of financially? Right? All I would ask of her, take care of the children, cook, make sure dinner's ready by 6, clean, and just go to Pilates and stay in shape. Right? And I'll provide. You just do X, Y, and Z. Very simple. Is that so much to ask? I feel like it's a lot to ask. I don't know why. I just don't understand.
I'm coming to that part of my life where I'm trying to find a wife, but flipping out, it's hard. It's like there's no good women out there left for men to get married to.
And it's men like this that will talk about good woman this, good woman that, there's no good woman left, but they'll do the wildest things, say the wildest things, and then talk about the wildest things that they've done on the internet. And I don't even know who this guy is, but like looking at his page and the kind of content he makes, the things that he says about girls, and he always talks about wanting a bad beat. It's like, are you really the one that can be asking for a good girl?
Let's have a real conversation, right? I think all of this red pill, man versus woman, hate train stuff, man, I think we are completely overlooking the real root of all these issues. And the real root of all this toxicity, man, that's going on social media is because of men who can't get women. That's all it is, man. That's 100% my opinion, what I think it truly is, man. Because these dudes grew up not being able to get women. And when you are that type of person, man, nobody wants to really hang around you. You know what I'm saying? So now the internet and social media has given these guys a community for them to say, you know what? It's not you. It's women. You can't get women. You can't get women because of how women are. You're perfect. You deserve better. That's why you can't get women. And all of this has rooted from that type of thinking. Because be real, man, as a man, it's not hard to look at a dude or go to their profile and realize and see what dudes can and can't get women. And it has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with the way a man carries himself, presents himself, the way that he can communicate. Give a gab is a great piece of it.
Well, I think from listening to these men talk from these few clips, we can already tell why there is a male loneliness epidemic. Interestingly, so many men are actually telling on themselves and revealing why this actually exists. So hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Not talking too much. This video is going to expose why so many men are experiencing the male loneliness epidemic, why so many women are opting out of being with men, dating men, being in relationships with men. This video is going to be exposing that. So let's quickly dive into the video.
Last night, I had a man essentially tell me that I'm too woke to be in a relationship and that I need to, quote, lower my standards, end quote, if I want to find a relationship. In that same conversation, this man was also berating me, asking me what boxes he doesn't check. And when I said empathy for others, he said, I don't have time to care what is happening to other people. I am too busy coaching football and hanging out with my friends. A 25-year-old man is too busy hanging out with his friends and coaching middle school football to have empathy and have any kind of knowledge or care in the world of what's going on. If that is not your tell-all sign to leave these fucking men in 2025, I don't know what will be.
I just got back from the gym and I just gotta tell this story. So I'm 5'9", that matters. It's this dude, older gentleman. He about gotta be pushing 50. He 5'2". I've been at the gym for about a year. I'm always, when I go there, I do weights and he do weights. We be in the same area. I see him about 2 to 3 times a week. For the last couple of weeks, we've been saying, hey, just exchanging pleasantries, like have a good workout, using this dumbbell here, nothing more. Today, he decided to try to have a conversation with me. Mind you, I'm standing up, I'm doing arm press. He like, hey, you always lift the weights. Pulled back my headphone. I said, yeah, I like lifting weights. Thinking that's it. Then he goes to say, you're not worried about your man thinking you're going to get bulky? I know what he's trying to do. He was trying to temperature check to see if I'm in a relationship or if I have a man. I don't know, but that's how you went about it? Cool. So I took off my headphones. I looked down and I said, I don't give a fuck what any man thinks about my body. Put my headphone back on and I continued to arm rest because why would I give a damn about what any man thinks about my body? You think I'm doing this for a man?
So many men lack the least amount of decency. Let's not even talk about how to treat a lady now. Like, let's talk about normal human treatment. Like, just seeing a person and knowing that, okay, this is a human being just like myself, who deserves some respect, who's not bothering anyone. Courtesy demands that I just be cautious, I just be normal to the person. But a lot of these men, if not the average man, lack the ability to be just normal. A woman would just be living her life, just going to the gym, working, hanging out with her friends, existing basically. And there would always be a man who feels the need to bother her, who would find a way to just come into your space and make sure you have a bad day. Don't you have a life? Like, are men allergic to happiness? Are they allergic to peace? I don't know which woman would want to trade her peace for these types of men. Why do people not feel safe to even go out? It's because of a man. You don't know the kind of man you're going to meet out there, both male and female. But it's worse on women because the average man actually respects just men. So even if they want to be a prick, it's hardly on a man, unless of course they think you're a weak man.
Men are not lonely enough. Literally at the Arc de Triomphe making content because I have a paid partnership. A man pulled up in his car and asked for my phone number. And I said, no, I'm so sorry, I'm taken. Then he starts talking to my best friend in French, asking for my number again. And she said, no, sorry, no. Then he pulls out a water gun, sticks it out of his car and sprays us both in the face. That's insane.
I was walking to the gym this morning and why was this guy? I was like 4 feet behind him, 5 feet behind him, right? We parked next to each other. We started walking in the same time. When he got to the door, he opened it for himself, walked in. He like looked behind, saw I was still right there, and then just let the door go. Like, didn't hold it at all. I was like, okay, that was rude. And then when I'm walking out of the gym, I hold the door for a man and he doesn't say anything. Like, no thank you, no nothing.
I don't want to hear anything about the male loneliness epidemic because this is an actual message that a man sent to me on Hinge like 2 weeks ago. And I've still been thinking about it and I'm still dumbfounded that this man said this. Okay. A little background. He likes my picture, we match. Somewhere in his profile it says his like hometown was someplace in New Jersey. So I start the conversation and I say, you really do look like you'd be from New Jersey. He responds, he says, that's me. Already ill. Then somewhere in his profile it said, like the prompt was, you should not go out with me if, and he said, you don't like to debate or something like that. So I say, typo, but I say, what are we going to debate? And this is where it gets fishy. He says, depends if you're going to cancel me or not. Now this could go very poorly or it can go fine, but I'm feeling iffy. I'm feeling weird about this guy. So I'm a little mean to him in the next message. And I say, already going to cancel you for being a 25-year-old man and not knowing the difference between you and your. Listen, I know I was mean, but you have to hear me out. I was feeling not great, but I was like, you know what, let me play along. And then this is one that gets me. He says, well, you're gonna love when I hit you over the head with a shovel like Ted Bundy. Right. And I say, was this supposed to be a debate topic or, and he says, nah, just a bucket list. This is what I have to choose from. These are the slim pickings that I get to pick from. Did he think that was a way to pick up women? Did he think that was funny? Obviously, I think he thinks that was a joke. But like, in this climate, this is why there's a male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah, first of all, my first advice would be stay away from the dating apps if you can. Then second of all, I used to saying how the psychotic minds of most men. I do not take statements like that lightly because the person that would joke about killing you may be serious one day, may just be revealing his intentions toward you. You're literally still at the stage where you're supposed to be trying to impress the person. You're supposed to be trying to impress her by all means. And for you to pull that kind of stunt on her, it shows deeply the kind of terrible criminal mind that you have. Because come to think of it, who are the predators? Who are the biggest criminals in the world? Check world records, the data, it's all men. Men are like the highest numbers are the men. The genocide cases, the murders. Every day we talk about femicide. This is where it starts from. The average man is a danger to a woman. Most people are psychotic. So if these are the types of men that we are going to be choosing from, is it not better to be single? and they ask why women don't want to deal with them anymore. And some of them have the guts to even be entitled and feel like they own the rights to women's bodies. They own the rights to women generally. Because if you listen to how they even talk about being lonely, most of them would never see the faults. It's never calling themselves out. Most of them would still apportion all the blame on the women. Like we heard the other one saying, women don't want to be wife materials, women don't want to serve, women don't want to be obedient. Like women are for the streets now. They don't want to be with one guy. They want to be with every type of guy. They call out everything but themselves. So, if these people are not willing to change, what is the point, I ask again? On this same internet, we've heard of husbands unaliving their wives in mass. We've heard of men brag about the evil things they've done to women. We've seen men defend rape. We've seen men do all kinds of atrocities to women. We've literally seen men belittle women on this internet. We've seen how men talk about women. We've heard them talk. We've seen their actions toward women. We've seen how hostile they've been to women over the years. And women are saying enough of the talking, enough of the showing. It's time for action. And this is the action we are seeing. Most women are staying single by choice. Most women are going child-free by choice. The 4B movement is a thing because of men. It's all a ripple effect of the mistreatment of women over the years.
I'm not the first to say this. I will not be the last to say it. Men are not lonely enough. Watch this.
I had a girlfriend before where I've been like, I knew I should leave her, but I'm like, I'm not leaving her because she'll find somebody that actually likes her.
Yep.
That's how fucking much I was like miserable, dude.
You ever have,
sad to even think that shit.
One of my rebuttals to a girl leaving me was like, you've done so much work. You've done so much work on me. Like, it's like you got me ready for someone else. Like that's like not fair. Right? Cause now I'm just going to be all this good with someone else.
Yeah.
Like you taught me so much.
Yeah, at least show up for the graduation.
Yeah, come on.
Neither of these guys cares about the women they're talking about. All they care about is what those women have done for them and who those women are to them. Theo Von outright clearly does not like the person he's referring to. And this is why, by the way, a lot of us will say there are a lot of men who are in heterosexual relationships who do not like their partner. But he's talking about potentially staying with a person to make sure that she is miserable, because if she leaves him or if he leaves her, she might actually find someone who values and appreciates her. That is diabolical. I mean, Pete Davidson's not off the hook either, because what he's talking about is how a woman who has made him better, he feels doesn't have the right to leave because she has helped him. She's like somehow obligated to stay with him. What are we talking about? I'm in my mid 40s. I'm single. I stopped dating a few years back because of nonsense like this. And I had a conversation maybe like 2 months ago with some of the older women in my extended family, wherein they were all really trying to encourage me to try dating again. And it's not so much that I don't think there are good men. I know there are good men out there. But for one thing, I think many of them have already found a partner. And the few who are out there are pretty hard to find. So is it possible if I put in like a huge amount of effort that I could find someone who's not terrible? Yes, I do think it's possible. But the amount of time and effort it would take for me to find that person, the amount of my peace that I would have to give up on the journey to finding that person is not, at this point in my life, worth it to me. Maybe I will change my mind at some point. But right now, it just doesn't seem like a good use of my time.
And here's the thing, I understand 100% people that say do nothing for a man, because I tell you, pouring into a man, doing stuff for a man, trying to prove yourself, those times have passed. That's called pick-me behavior. And the women that have done those things in the past have told us how they regret it. It was not worth it at the end of the day. Like we saw in that clip, we heard Pete Davidson's clip. Did that even sound like appreciation to the women that did all those things for them, that stood by them, that poured into them, that believed in them, that tried to change them, that tried to fix whatever was broken in them and all of that? No, they end up mocking you. They end up shaming you for pouring your time and your energy into them, because deep down, most men know they're full of shit. Deep down, most men know that they are not worth nothing. Most men know they are good for nothing. Sure, and that's why they would shame women for staying with them, even with all the BS going on in their life, trying to fix them, trying to believe in them. It ain't worth it. So if women tell you do nothing for men, I tell you this, like, if you must deal with a man, I tell you that's the best way to approach dating and being with men. There's no reward at the end of the day. Like, most of the time, you end up getting first-hand embarrassment for simply believing in a man, for simply pouring into a man, for wanting to be mommy or good girlfriend or good wife, wifey material. They end up loathing you and insulting you.
Why would you want a man in your home? Part 20.
My husband is angry at me today for having the audacity to not roll over for him at 3 o'clock in the morning and open my legs. I just cleaned this an hour ago. I guess I'll do it again now.
Somebody needs to tell the woman that future does not look bright for them with the rise of AI. Imagine, once we have Android or humanoid looking robots that are female, that basically look and feel like a regular human. Just imagine your most favorite actress. Let's say Scarlett Johansson in the movie Island. She looks and feels just like that, but she's Android. Any man would like to have that Android. She would do anything you want. She would behave any way you want to. If you want her to be adventurous, she can do that. If you want her to stay at home, she can do that. If you want her to behave like a regular woman and just randomly just have emotional issues, you can have her do that. Anything you want. And all you have to do as a man, you have to work, make money, and provide for you and your Android. While women can say they can do the same, they really can't. Women hate to work. They would want to stay at home and raise their children. We men, we can have children through surrogacy and have our Android raise them. Well, women, what's women going to do? Work? And the Android man is going to stay at home and raise their children? Yeah, right. So women better wake up and wise up before it's too late.
Dude, we're waiting for that day. What do you mean wise up? We're counting down the moments. Like the seconds, the milliseconds of it, okay? Bring on the Android. And I mean, where are you gonna get the surrogacy from if women are not there to provide or help you? You gonna try to force a woman to have your baby so your Android can raise it? You're gonna trust AI to raise your baby? Women want to work. We love working. We love getting the fuck away from you people. Men are not lonely enough, dude. So bring on AI. We would love for you to have an Android instead of expecting us to be your servant.
When they tell us that women are not supposed to be working, the workforce is for men. Oh, it's too stressful to be out there making money, busting your ass, doing business. That's too masculine. Leave it for the men. Let him make all the money and give you while you just give birth, do house chores, take care of the baby, and relax at home, make meals for me, and while I take care of the bills. Now, if I had to weigh both jobs, I tell you, most of us already know which one is harder. Of course, it's staying at home and doing all those chores. You're going to be the chef, you're going to be the cleaner, you're going to be the babysitter, you're going to give birth to the kids. Like, do you know the kind of work? Do you know the kind of stress that it takes? It is actually more stressful to be a full-time housewife than actually working and making money for yourself. There's no comparison. If you want me to prove that, first of all, working and doing business, that at least is going to pay you some income. That's going to generate some income for you. So that's compensation for the work that you put in. But doing unpaid labor for a man in the name of being a wife and a wifey material is free labor. You're not going to get paid for that. You're going to pay with your mental health. Another thing, it also opens you up to abuse, to mental stress. It literally opens you up to abuse. That man is going to emotionally abuse you. He's going to mentally step on you. He's going to verbally abuse you. Because that's human nature, for crying out loud. If you're dependent on a person and he knows 100% that you have nothing to fall back to, most people, 90% of people, if not 99% of people, would definitely abuse that. They would abuse you. So, it is way harder to be a stay-at-home wife than working. it is 100% safer. So, like, I don't know how men think we are falling for that. Let them go get the AI. I think there are some dolls that they've made. Why are they not getting it? Why are they still bothering women? It shows you how much they need us. They need women so badly, but they would not even have the decency to treat a woman right, to acknowledge what women bring to the table, to acknowledge the effort and the sacrifices that most women put into making relationships and marriages work. So men need to stop that deceit, and because women have already clocked it. And that's why more women are working, more women are choosing the career paths, choosing themselves, because that way, that route actually pays more. That way you secure your future. Like that way your mental health is more secure, your life is more secure, your livelihood is more secure. You cannot place your life on a man. A man would definitely disappoint you. I said choose better. Women are choosing better. Women are choosing better, and the men are mad and they are lonely. So I tell you, they're not lonely enough. When women say they're not lonely enough, it shows in their character, it shows in what they say, it shows in how they behave.
One of the most frustrating parts about the male loneliness epidemic is that literally it's impossible to find any dudes who are chill. I do not like the dudes either. I do not like how they talk about women. I do not like how they talk about each other. I do not like how they talk about themselves. I don't like being around them at all. I do not like how a lot of them are incredibly hateful. I do not like it. But here we are.
This battle, this men versus women battle that's going on, I need for men to realize that this is a losing game. Especially because it's a long game, and women are much better at men than playing the long game. Because women are the planners, the thinkers. And so I think men need to really get their shit together, because I'm seeing so many women vocalize their disdain, their dissatisfaction, their hatred of men, and men meet that with aggression and with more disdain. Men are saying, well, I hate women, I hate you too. And men need to realize this ain't the early or mid 1900s where your girlfriend or your wife had no choice but to deal with you, because if she didn't have no bank account, she didn't have no real human agency. Women work. Women are earning a lot of money, more money than some men. Women are educated. Women have autonomy. They have choices. And so now that provider role that men used to serve, women don't need that no more. And a lot of women realize, wait, children are actually a burden. If it's not going to be two people helping, just one, that's too, I got goals now. Women focusing on their goals. And so this chronic lifetime of being single that means just hang over women's heads, that don't work no more. Because women are finding other things in life to be more fulfilling. And so, yeah, man, this is a losing battle. Get off that motherfucking high horse. Listen to women. Be a better man. That's all women are asking for just men to just be better men.
I think the worst thing that happened to men is the internet. Yeah, because for so many years, men were able to get away with treating women so wrong. Because the reason why so many women are waking up and decentering men is all thanks to the internet. Because we see how men treat women. Women are coming to share their stories online. So many red pill men, so many incel men, misogynistic men keep on exposing themselves, hating on women, exposing themselves and exposing their hates for women on the internet. And women see this, like we see this on a daily basis. Men tell on themselves, and all thanks to the internet. This is why there is a male loneliness epidemic. It's because they're exposing themselves worldwide. We're all watching, we're all learning, we're all taking notes. And I hope this video meets the right audience, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching as usual. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section as we've come to the end of this video. And don't forget to share to anyone you think might be interested in watching. I remain your girl Joy. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a blessed day. Bye.